Well, we have an exclusive update for you now after the House Judiciary spends its afternoon trying yet again to figure out what it can do about the president's continued use of executive authority. And while some lawmakers have gone as far as to propose suing the White House, some of their colleagues and even some of the witnesses they heard from today suggested the solution, or the blame, depending on how you look at it, may lie with Congress itself.
This is political theater. That's why we're here. What we have here is another do-nothing hearing in a do-nothing Congress, which will arrive at do-nothing legislation.
I raised the question of frivolity, legislative milquetoast.
Recently, Congress has seemed frankly feckless and uncertain as to its authority. And for Congress not to act, in my view, borders on self-loathing.
If you want to stay relevant as an institution, I would suggest that you not stand idly by and let the president take your power away.
Virginia Republican Bob Goodlatte is chairman of that House Judiciary Committee, and he's with me now. Mr. Chairman, good to see you. What do you make of the criticisms of Congress that we just heard from the left and the right alike?
Well, first of all, it's very disturbing that those in the Congress don't recognize that they need to stand with those of us who want to take action to make sure that the separation of powers are upheld and the Congress does have its authority protected, which is very clear in our Constitution. You know, we held a hearing back in December. We had 4 witnesses, including Mr. Turley, who we brought back again this week.
An Obama supporter.
That's right. In fact, 3 of the 4 witnesses had voted for Barack Obama, and 2 of those 3, plus the other witness, all said that the president was exceeding his authority. We got a very good reaction for the Congress finally pointing this out, taking a strong stand, and now we came back with a hearing to talk about solutions.
But this is what you're up against. This is, you say, why won't they stand with you? Not only will they not stand with you, let me tell you who they are standing for. They're standing for the president as he stands in front of them and tells them that he's going to usurp your authority. I mean, there was a moment at the State of the Union where he got up there and he said, I'm going to go around you to get my agenda pushed through, and I've got my pen, and I've got my phone, and I'm going to do it by executive action. And look at the Democrats on their feet cheering his announcement that he will bypass them. That's what you're up against, sir.
That's exactly right, and it's not the first time he said it. 2 State of the Union addresses ago, he said, if the Congress won't act, I will. And these have not been idle proclamations. He has gone around the Congress on environmental law, welfare law, criminal law, immigration law, and the health care law, of course, most classically, where he's not only not enforced the law, but he's essentially rewritten the law by saying that people with employees between 50 and 99, they get special treatment compared to somebody who has 100 or 150 employees. There's nothing in Obamacare that gives him that authority.
But
so it's
let me
very
ask you,
clear
because Jonathan Turley, again, and he is by any standard, he's a liberal. I mean, he's a progressive guy, but he's been very critical of President Obama's executive overreaches. He, among others, it doesn't come down to Turley, but he's just the best known, I think. He came out and testified to you guys today, and I quote, "We are in the midst of a constitutional crisis right now, with sweeping implications for our system of government." Do you believe it's that big, that serious?
I really do. And it didn't start with Obama. It's certainly true that previous presidents, Republicans and Democrats, and previous Congresses that have passed massive pieces of legislation like Obamacare, which do cede more authority to bureaucrats in the executive branch. But this president has gone beyond even what Congress has given him and even beyond what previous presidents have done. And it's important that we exercise those tools that are in the Constitution to check that power. One of those tools that isn't utilized enough is to bring a lawsuit against the administration when they are not enforcing the law. But the courts have historically been very loath to interject themselves into what they have many times tried to characterize as a political dispute between 2 other branches of the government. But it's not a political dispute. It's a dispute regarding what the Constitution says the Congress's authorities are in Article 1 and the President's duty in Article 2 to faithfully execute those laws.
I need a quick answer on this because I'm out of time. But what of those charges that you guys are feckless, that Luis Gutierrez made, which he said this is political theater and this is a do-nothing hearing, a do-nothing Congress, and it will result in do-nothing legislation, something I think probably not just some Democrats watching this, but some of the Republicans watching this might agree with?
You bet, and that's why we'll be coming forward with, we had a panel of 4 Republicans who had 4 different legislative initiatives. We'll be coming forward with legislation here very quickly to address this and bring it to the floor of the House. But it's also important that Democrats and Republicans understand that this is about protecting the people's institution, the most direct democracy that we have, where we have 535 House members and senators who have the duty to carry out the writing of the laws in the country. And if we don't stand together when the executive branch usurps that authority, then we're going to pay the price that we're paying right now.
Judging from that, I mean, that picture at the State of the Union where they are cheering his announcement that he's going to bypass all of you says a lot. Mr. Chairman, good to see you.
Very disturbing. Thank you, Megan. Good to see you.